I've scaled my own brand from $0 to over 25 million in just 2 years. In order for you to find a product that'll be successful, it needs to hit all 6 points on this checklist. So number 1, it has to sell for over $70. Now this one's pretty flexible, but I put this here because as you scale online, there's really no way to do it without paid ads. And paid ads require a hell of a lot of investment. I put this in here first because in order to sell online, you have to use paid ads. Now the main ads platform that's used globally is Facebook. This is the most reliable and consistent to allow you to actually scale online. These days it's much more competitive, meaning it's far more expensive to acquire a customer. Especially if you're just starting out and you haven't nailed your content, you need a product that's going to give you a good amount of margin to allow you to invest that money into ads to acquire customers at a more expensive CPA or cost per acquisition. At around $70, you have more room to scale up. As you spend more on ads, you'll reach colder and colder audiences that will be more expensive to convert. So at a $70 price point, you could hypothetically spend $50 to acquire a customer compared to a $30 product where you might only be able to spend $20. So the $70 product will scale much further because you'll be able to invest that money into acquiring customers more aggressively. You'll also sit at a price point where people will still snap purchase under $100. You'll still get plenty of those, and people won't be rushing to Google to compare and see if there's better options out there. What's the most affordable, what's the best, what's the highest rated products. People aren't really going to be doing that for a $70 product. They're going to be likely just spur of the moment purchases, which is what you want. Point number 2, product needs to be consumable. Now again, take this with a grain of salt. Being consumable, this is just my, dream list of checkpoints to find an absolute killer product. With a product being consumable, you're going to get a bunch of returning customers. Now, returning customers are where you make all your money. First-time customers, getting people in the door. Ideally, you want to build a relationship with them, have them have a good experience with your product, and then come back and buy again. The best way to do that is to have a product that they chew through, they consume over time, and then they come back. Now, you might be selling, water bottles or something, for example. If you sell a water bottle, it's going to be very hard to get returning customers because a lot of the water bottles these days are made to last. They're built very high quality, quite tough, and people aren't really going to be coming back to purchase many of them throughout the year. They might come back every 6 to 12 months. But if you've got a consumable product that people are going through on a monthly basis, they're going to be coming back all the time, and then you're going to be able to make your money on those returning customers because they're much warmer, they already like your product, and they're going to be so much easier to market to. Now, this is where you can also implement a subscription platform or a subscription service to make the most of those customers who are really consuming your products. So people will sign up for scheduled deliveries of your product over time so you can get that recurring revenue that you know is coming in, and it will really help you massively as you scale up. Okay, point number 3 is high margins. So in order for a product to be successful, you need high margins so that you can really invest all the money that you have into advertising and marketing your product. I like to look at a 1 to 10. Say you buy it for $10, you want to be able to sell it for $100. That's where you want to sit roughly in order to be successful. People run outside these parameters all the time and are extremely successful. This is just what I think is an absolute sweet spot for a product. Okay, point number 4 is be essential. So there's a lot of products out there that aren't essential. You don't want to be like that. You want to be an essential product that people have to buy because when times are tough and the market is down, you want people still buying your products. I see people all the time with non-essential products and they suffer really badly when things aren't going well. If your product's essential, it doesn't matter if it's New Year's, doesn't matter if it's summer, doesn't matter if it's winter, doesn't matter if it's Christmas. Any time of the year, people are going to be buying your product. Now you can have a think, what products are essential? Well, everyday household goods. Just think about, you do your groceries every week. What else do you do on a weekly or monthly basis that you're always buying? Now, point number 5 is be 5% different. This is extremely important. Your product needs to have a point of difference. A 5% difference means you make a minor change to an existing product to make it just that little bit better. Now, mass market can't comprehend big changes, or it can't do it quickly. You got to think when you're marketing to the masses, people find it very hard to understand simple changes to products. I guess it's much harder than you think to actually educate people on your product if it is very different. And you got to keep that in mind. If it's extremely different, you're going to have to spend a lot of money educating people on how to use it, what are the benefits, how does it help them. So 5% different is all you need for a massive change in the market and people to shift to your product. And if you can, be smart about what you modify. Visual changes are always going to be the best because that's easy for people to understand, particularly in ads online. Visual changes, people can just easily see it on the screen. That's going to be your best bet. Now, lastly, and point number 6, does it solve a problem? Now, I'll put this last because a lot of people say to, think about solving a problem first. I like to put it at the end because if you're smart about the first checkpoints, if you get to the end and it solves a problem, or a problem that is unique to you, or a problem that a lot of people are facing, then you're in a really good spot. It's quite a emotional process of finding a product. You've got your own experiences, you're going to be biased towards certain things just subconsciously when you're looking. And that can lead to some poor decisions at certain points if you're not careful. Now, if you take a critical approach at the start, looking at price, is it consumable? Is it essential? Does it have high margins? You're going to be able to really build a product that really does solve a problem and doesn't create problems for you later on. Plus, if your product does solve a problem that actually means something to you, it's going to make it so much easier for you to push through those tough times when things are really hard. If you do like this video, I'd love it if you could just give a like or subscribe. I'm going to be sharing a bunch more information on here about everything that I know and everything that I've done to, help make it as accessible and as easy as possible for people to succeed in starting a business online.